Man, I hope I don't piss too many people off. You
Dude,
want to
who
know
cares?
what I
Go.
think is gonna happen at Barcelona? Look at Man United. Look at a manager who's hired on feels and vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and someone
Mm-hmm.
who's mates with the board. I hope, I hope it doesn't. I hope Xavi can. I know we haven't said it yet. I think what's next is Xavi Hernandez. I think that's the big name that everybody keeps saying. Even before this happened,
Mm-hmm.
I was at a restaurant this past weekend with my in-laws, and I asked, "Hey, Barcelona's uh, losing pretty bad. That manager is looks out of his depth." And they said, "Yeah, we can't wait to get Xavi in there." It's like every Barcelona fan has the same
You have
idea.
conversations like these with your in-laws?
Yeah, I'm a lucky guy, but
Nice.
it's almost like that's the name on the tongue of every Barcelona fan, whether you're from Ecuador, Mexico, Spain, wherever you're at, everybody wants Xavi at the helm. Look, man, I think he was a great player. That's all I know about Xavi is who he was as a player. I don't know him as a manager, and we've said this before. I don't think Qatar is where you grow as a manager. I'm sorry, like I he's essentially a rookie manager, and you're
Are
asking
you
him
kidding me? Of course he's a rookie.
you're asking him to come into the worst Barcelona team in over a decade and get them to back to the heights that they had when he was playing. And with a fairly limited budget, little to no signings, a bloated team, a bloated squad that has guys on crazy money who are barely playing. It's a big ask, man.
It's
It's a
huge.
really big ask, and I'm scared as well for what this will mean for Barca because if oh man, if Xavi isn't it, I don't know how it like it could only get. I mean, I hope it gets better. I hope that he look. I said this as well. If Xavi, look, everybody wants their manager to be Sir Alex Ferguson, right? Every time, as a Chelsea fan, I've seen more managers than I can count. Okay, I've probably seen two managers a season.
Yes.
Probably seen two managers per season.
Yes.
Every single time, my hope is, I hope this is our Sir Alex Ferguson. I hope this guy stays for 20 years. I hope I see him as a gray little old man who I think, wow, we've won so many titles with this one manager. Those days are long gone, man. Those days are long gone, and Chelsea just won our second Champions League final with an interim manager. So I can't argue against it. I just think that the nature of the beast is that this job, you no matter, even if you do well in it, you won't last more than 4 or 5 years in that current role. Even Pep Guardiola, that's why he wanted to leave Barca. That's why he wanted to leave Bayern. That's why I'm sure he'll probably leave City in the next at the end of his current contract because it takes a lot out of the manager, but it also takes a lot out of players. And you can be a world class manager and no longer reach your players. So
Yeah.
I I I hope for Xavi that he is the answer. I hope he is their Sir Alex Ferguson. I don't want to see Barcelona lose every game. I know I'm a Chelsea fan. I know I don't have a soft spot for Barca, but dude, there's no point in kicking a team or kicking a club or kicking player, kicking fans when they're down. Like that's not fun for me. So me personally, I would love to for Barca to have a remontada, like they like to say, and get back to the heights they're used to. Is that likely? Is that probably what's gonna happen with a rookie Xavi Hernandez who was hired on the based on the player that he is? Probably not. Like it's gonna take a miracle, and if he does it, then Xavi is the next Pep Guardiola. But if he isn't, and most managers aren't, I'm really scared about where this is going to take Barcelona, where they're going to end up in. I hope that he takes them closer to where they want to be if he isn't it, because Frank Lampard wasn't it as our manager, but he got us closer to where we want to be. And now I can look back and say those 2 years with Frank were great. Yeah, we didn't win titles. We weren't the Chelsea that I know, but he came in and did a job when nobody else wanted to come in and do a job, and he got us closer to being where we wanted to be. So I really, I hope that that's if it doesn't go well, I hope that that's the experience that happens with Xavi. But there's a big risk here. There's a humongous risk that this board is taking right now.
Yes. The risk is huge. And I'm glad you mentioned Manchester United at the beginning of your, I don't want to say rant, but when you started talking. Your soliloquy. Sure, that sounds very, very educated. I'm glad you mentioned Manchester United because we will talk about them in a little bit. And I feel like there's a lot of parallels between Barcelona and Manchester United right now, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Dude, it's hard for me to find any words because you said everything that I truly think. People want Xavi to be the next Pep Guardiola, and that's not the case because I don't know how many times I have to emphasize this. Pep Guardiola was managing Barca B the season before he managed the senior team at Barcelona. Pep Guardiola inherited Samuel Eto'o, Thierry Henry, Lionel Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. He inherited Carlos Puyol, Dani Alves. I think Mascherano arrived like a season or two after. But you're right. He was becoming slowly but surely. He was becoming an important part of Pep Guardiola's side. Even though I think they were together 2 seasons, and Mascherano, he decided to become a center back, or I think Guardiola decided for him. Different story, but anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that Xavi is arriving at an all-time low for Barcelona, whereas Pep Guardiola, it was bad, it was pretty bad, but Lionel Messi was already like the best player in the world. He was already the best player in the world, and Pep Guardiola just kind of worked his magic. And I think the guy that we're going to talk about in a little bit has shown that coaching does matter when you have such a talented team. You need to work your magic in order to make sure that all of this talent actually works. And Pep Guardiola did it to perfection. And I look at this squad. I look at the squad that Xavi's going to inherit. I know nothing's official as of today, October, 28th? This will go up to 29th. And he keeps saying, my future or my immediate future is here in Qatar. Yeah, whatever. It sounds like a lot of political or politically correct statements, so he doesn't get in trouble just yet, or he doesn't get in trouble at all. But I look at the squad that Barcelona has. I look at the squad that Xavi's going to inherit should he take the job, and I see that they need a number 9. I see that they need a right back. They need a winger, and they need a midfielder that can play a through ball, a killer through ball. He might have one in Pedri, he might have one in Xavi, but we still don't know because they're young. They're 18 and 17. He does have Ansu Fati, whose birthday's coming up, and he's still young. But I just don't know. I don't know. There are so many deficiencies in this team. I don't know that a rookie manager, like you called him, because that's what he is. He's a rookie manager. I'm sorry if you're coaching in Qatar. That's better than I have ever coached. Of course, it's easy for me to say here sitting in my room. But you're coaching amateurs at the end of the day. You're coaching at an amateur level when you really cut it, slice, and dice it. These guys are amateurs, right? And Xavi has very little experience. It's very little experience. He took this job in Qatar in 2019. It's going to be 2 years. Actually, I think next month, it's going to be 2 years that he took the job. It's just not enough time. Now, if you tell me, well, he's been coaching for 2 years, at Barca B, at Celta de Vigo, at Valencia, at Southampton, at, I don't know, West Ham, Everton, whatever the case may be, I'd be like, okay, bring him. He's willing to do it. He's willing to break whatever contract he has right now. Bring him. Because he probably knows how to deal with these high stress situations. And he knows that things aren't going to... Oh, he knows how to deal with them, people. He knows how to deal with them. He was the captain for Barcelona for a long time. He won many, many titles with Barcelona. He was part of that incredibly successful Barcelona side that I fell in love with. And millions around the world did as well. But as a manager, it's different because as a captain, you have one role. As a manager, the role is different. There's more stress. There's more commitment. There's so much more that goes into being a manager because you're preparing the game plan. Whereas as a player, yeah, there's a lot of stress and you have to execute, but you're not preparing everything. People don't look at you for solutions all the time. They might on the field if you're the captain, of course. I get it. But the manager's like, all right, we pay you so you can give us solutions when shit isn't going right. And I don't know if Xavi has what it takes. And it pains me to say this right now. But I don't know that Xavi, if Xavi has what it takes to make those kinds of decisions with the little experience that he has in a situation that is so bad. As a Barca fan, I hope so. I really hope that this works out for him. But as a podcast host, as an analyst, as a educated fan of the game, good luck. Because I don't think this is going to work out. I think this is going to be worse. It's going to be worse than what Frank Lampard did with Chelsea. Because I don't think we're going to go anywhere. I think it's going to be a lot of Ole in this. And it sucks because I feel like the legacy that he has created is going to be tarnished in like 9 months.
Man, it's hard to argue against any of those points, Alex. I'll be honest with you.